Hello, my loves. It's Kaylin, 50% of Soulful Wellness. I wanted to hop on mic to remind you that as Thursday comes around each week, Kit and I are thinking of you. We love you. I know I can speak for both of us. As I say, we are so grateful for your outpouring of support, love, feedback, understanding, and patience as the two of us are going through it. And who would have guessed that we would both be going through some deep, dark things at the same time? That is horrible and also beautiful. So we are appreciative of you, and hopefully you understand that we got to practice what we preach here, and we're diving into our own individualized journeys, going through it, feeling all of the emotions, and just diving into self-care. It is a journey, my friends, and I can probably promise that we'll have a lot of good insight that comes after this intense period of processing the trauma and the stress that we've been through. With that being said, this week we're giving you an episode, a favorite of ours from the past. It actually marked 1 year of Soulful Wellness when it was released. Pretty cool. We're on year 3 now. About protecting your personal power, how to do it, how to step into your personal power and own it like the main character that you are. So thank you again, my friends, and we'll see you on the other side.
Today we're talking about taking care of yourself and protecting your own energy. So take out your prescription pad, because today we are going to write a prescription for personal boundaries that work for you.
Yes, your energetic wellness is just as important as your physical wellness. Your energy can be affected and impacted by pretty much anything, whether it's a person, a situation, an environment, or a trigger. They're everywhere. The drama's everywhere. So we want to get into why boundaries are important, because boundaries seem to be this elusive idea in the world of wellness, and maybe you're seeing it on the internet places. And we want to clear up any mystery that's around this idea of setting boundaries, because I feel like wherever you see it, it simply just says, oh, just set boundaries. Like it's no big deal. So we want to be real.
Like, oh, thanks, I forgot. But now that you reminded me, great, I'm going to go do that.
Sure, let me go set boundaries. Like, what does that even mean? So we're going to get into that and how exactly to do that.
Right, getting down to the nitty gritty of how to do that in a way that works for your life.
Yeah, we don't want to give away our power and give away our energy to situations, to people, to things that we can't control. We don't want to give too much or let it consume you.
Right. I feel like we've talked, not recently, but we've talked in episodes about the vampires, the energy suckers. And Kaylin, you and I have also talked about the dominant energy people who tend to be energies that just don't vibe well with me. And maybe that's why they feel so dominant. I feel like some people just have this energy that swoops in like a low pressure system and just changes the air around them, everything around them. And if I'm not on my toes, I get swept away in the current. The next thing I know, I'm like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I in a funk? I think I was fine earlier. What the heck happened?
Completely. I've been finding myself sort of giving my energy away subconsciously to situations that are stressful and out of my control. And so, let's get into how. Like, how can we protect our vibe? Because bottom line here, the foundation that we love to talk about, because it is an absolute truth. Self-care is not only not selfish, but is the most important aspect of your well-being. And part of self-care is preserving your energy, protecting your energy.
Our first tool is a Kaylin special. And this is something she taught me, 2-ish years ago. A tool she's used herself for many years. I have employed to great effect in my own life, particularly in situations like the one I just described, where the dominant energy personality sweeps through. I'm going to let Kaylin have this one because it's all her and I love it.
Thanks, Kit. This is called the protection bubble. So this is especially for you if you really find help with visualizations. All you have to do is design and imagine a bubble around you, your entire being. You can even pick a color, which is just a fun and playful way to set the tone of maybe what kind of bubble you want around you. Either way, you have a bubble around you. When you're going to a situation, when you're going into an environment where a person's going to be that you know could trigger you if you're going to a stressful situation. So nothing can get through this bubble. It is impermeable. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. You set the tone. I'm protecting myself. You can add a mantra before you go into the situation. You turn on the bubble in your mind and you visualize it. So nobody's energy is going to get in there. And it is a very empowering tool.
Yes, because you're a little bit of a superhero.
Yeah.
When I do it, I push the mental button and this protective force field of energy comes up around me.
Yeah.
Mine isn't close into my skin. It's more like a snow globe effect. I have a little bit of space, so I don't feel claustrophobic in there. It's actually quite nice. I like being in there.
It's comfortable.
Right. I have plenty of room to breathe.
Yeah.
And I can see and hear barbs and jibes. Even if it's not at me, I just don't like when people are not speaking kindly or respectfully to each other. It happens. It happens in the workplace. It happens in meetings, and people get heated and possibly a little too heated to even be productive any longer. Those are the times where I just enact my little protection bubble. It goes up, and I'm sitting there kind of internally smiling. I don't want to smile externally because people might start to think I'm a little crazy there, and maybe I am, but they don't need to think that. So I'm sitting inside my bubble thinking, oh my gosh, look, that one just ricocheted off the top. Thank you, bubble. That one went right sailing on over, and I'm okay, safe and happy inside.
Perfect if visualizations are your vibe. Try it out. Try it out before you go to the next family barbecue.
Try it.
Stressful work environment. Try it.
Right? Tool number 2 for protecting your energy and setting good personal boundaries. Sometimes you just notice your vibe is off. You're not feeling it.
You get home from a situation and for some reason the energy has stuck with you. It's like stuck around. You can still feel it and it doesn't feel good. So let's change it up. All right, you know I love this tool. It's used for many things. Aromatherapy. So Palo Santo, sage, burn it, incense. Let it clear away the stagnant energy that is surrounding you. Say some mantras, some mudras, some affirmations. You can use it in a particular room. You can use it sort of all around you to clear out the negative energy and just neutralize the space.
Out with the old yucky energy.
Yeah.
Making room for new positive energy that's working for you.
It feels good because it's a physical, real action step that you can take to get yourself in the mindset of, I am empowered, I am clearing the energy in here, and I'm making room for the new. I'm neutralizing the space.
It's more than just a visualization because you are actually doing something. You're the action of saging a space.
Mm-hmm.
I finally invested in a diffuser. Kaylin's been talking hers up for so long.
I love it.
And I've used the oils before, but never had my own diffuser. I bought one that came with samples of 20 different essential oils that I'm systematically working my way through to find out what works well for me, what feels good to me, what seems to bring good energy. And then I'm going to go for the real quality when I pick my favorites.
I like that strategy a lot with using oils because then you can determine what vibe you want to set. And particular oils are used for particular reasons, like lavender is really good for stress reduction, peppermint, really good for invigorating or waking you up. So I like it that you, would make the conscious decision. If you feel like your energy is negative or took on someone else's energy, you have the conscious choice of picking that oil that you know physiologically makes you feel a certain way. So that's a great way to switch up the energy.
And then step 2, I'm going to start blending. But right now I'm just going one oil at a time so I can get a true sense of my reaction to it.
What's your favorite one in this scenario for protecting your energy or clearing the energy?
Well, my overall favorite, comes as no surprise to me, is lavender, because I knew I liked lavender and it's calming, but it's also a good everyday oil to diffuse.
Perfect. Tool number 3, use comedy to diffuse a situation when you're feeling disempowered or bad feelings. This is particularly good for a situation that's out of your control. Now, we're not in any way saying don't feel your feelings. Like, of course your feelings are valid. This tool comes into play when maybe you've been sitting and sulking and soaking in that feeling for a little too long and it's left you feeling disempowered.
Gets back to being stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are times in life you're going to feel sad or frustrated or annoyed or angry. We firmly believe that there are benefits to feeling all those emotions at appropriate times. But when you realize you're just sitting in an old feeling,
like a mud bath of negative emotion,
just mired in the muck of a yucky feeling, that's when it's time to use comedy as your tool to just, once again, shifting the energy.
Yeah.
Giving your mind the opportunity to get distracted by something entertaining, something funny.
Move on.
Laughing. You know, they did those studies about how laughing changes your mood. It doesn't even have to be real laughter. You can fake laugh, and if you fake laugh for, what is it, like 45 consecutive seconds, which is kind of a long time to sit there fake laughing. You feel a little dopey because I've tried it. It works.
It works.
I have found that I often wind up finding something funny, even if I'm laughing at myself fake laughing, because I've even done that.
Oh, yeah.
Where I'm like 30 seconds in going like, all right, now I really feel like a dope. And then I start thinking, what if somebody was watching me right now? What if somebody was secretly filming me right now? And then I actually genuinely start laughing at the absurdity of it. It's really effective.
Laughter. It's a perfect diffusing tool. After you've processed your feelings a little bit, you feel like you're in the muck, you want to switch up the energy and add a level of lightheartedness to a situation that you can't control. So it's really easy to get caught up in those feelings. First, awareness. Once you're aware of it, implement the comedy. Make some light of the situation. It's definitely more empowering. You can do this by looking up your favorite comedian, a TV show that gives you the warm and fuzzies, anything.
Can I share the video that you sent to me about a week ago?
Go for it.
All right. This is Kaylin and all her comedy brilliance. You know how we always say, don't just do one tool, employ multiple tools for more benefit.
Maximum well-being.
You really were, because you were tapping into your artistic, creative side. You were partaking in activities that bring you genuine joy, such as your singing and playing your guitar. Kaylin was having a little bit of an off time, and she was feeling frustrated about a particular situation that was beyond her control, but it was still really getting her down. So I got a video. She texted me, and it's frozen on Kaylin looking a little sad but beautiful on her sofa holding her guitar. And I'm thinking, what is this? This could be good. So I click play, and it was so good. She was just strumming and singing an original song she was composing in the moment, lamenting basically all the negative feelings she was feeling. So the first verse was basically the story of what was going on. The second verse was maybe a little more detail about the impact it was having on her. By the third verse, you'd think, okay, third verse, same as the first. No, not at all. It had the benefit of letting those bumper car thoughts out of her brain, much like we encourage journaling for the same purpose. She realized as she was stream of consciousness composing this little ditty that she had run out of the things that were bugging her, but the song wasn't over. And you could actually hear the shift in the song as the song morphed by the third verse into why those things didn't matter so much, because the third and fourth verses basically highlighted her strengths and how hard she was working on them, and the things that were bugging her that were beyond her control really weren't the important things in this situation. It was great. It was funny. It was cute. It was entertaining. It was just fabulous.
Thanks, girl. I felt better afterwards. And it also felt good to send to you because it felt like shipping off the processing of the feelings and moving on from it.
Yes, that helps too, doesn't it?
The actual act of sending it to you.
Yes.
Was like, oh, she can validate my feelings. Sometimes you need validation, and that's okay.
Right. Yes, and you sent it in such a light-hearted, this tool of using comedy way that it didn't create any heaviness for me.
Good.
I was giggling. You know, in the beginning I was like, oh,
I
no.
thought you would appreciate it, yeah.
But then by the time you were espousing your strengths, I was like, good for you. Yes, you go. Exactly. You got it.
My coach. Tool number 4, mantras. Trick your brain and it'll believe you. Telling yourself things, self-talk is super powerful, is a really empowering tool to protect your energy and be the hero in your own story and be in control.
When you're upset about a situation, when you're upset about a relationship, a communication that was unsatisfactory, think about what is it that would make this good or at least satisfactory. What's an outcome that would work? Write a simple phrase or sentence and say that, even if it's not true yet.
I am free from
conflict. Good one. I am free from conflict. I am unencumbered.
I am stepping into my power. I choose to feel good feelings. I am worthy of good feelings.
Yes. Worthy.
I am worthy of inner peace.
Yes, I am worthy blank. Always good. I am worthy of happiness. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of success.
It's writing your own prescription pad. It is.
Say it often. Put it somewhere prominent. Say it out loud.
Yeah. Tool number 5. Choose your media wisely. So what you're intaking is going to leave you feeling some type of way. I mean, if you're watching a horror movie, right, for example, you're going to feel these like scared feelings, obviously. So be cognizant of how much media you're intaking, how much news you're watching, how much time you're spending scrolling on social media. Choose this wisely because technology is also a transferring of energy.
It changes energy. Absolutely. We were talking about drama being everywhere. You don't need to look for it. Great place to set some firm boundaries for yourself.
Boundaries.
Because you know what works for you. You know what doesn't work for you. Put the boundary in between.
So we've talked about the boundary as a visual bubble. We've talked about the boundary as clearing the energy, so moving on from it. We've talked about the boundary as empowering yourself through comedy. Now we're talking about it as empowering yourself to choose wisely. That's what setting boundaries is taking your control back by realizing what doesn't serve you, what makes you feel heavy, what gives you bad vibes,
yes,
and changing the behavior so that it benefits you.
Our final topic with regards to setting boundaries to save your energy. I'm going to have a few words about caring versus being overly compassionate to your own detriment. I want you to picture a seesaw. If the person you're having compassion for is on one side of the seesaw and you're on the other, this person is down low, feel your side of the seesaw getting heavier and heavier and heavier and going further and further down. Is the other side going up at the same rate you're going down? Or are they sitting in exactly the same place because the seesaw is actually disconnected in the middle and now you're both just on the downside? If that's the case, you're carrying, all the caring you contain inside of you isn't going to help this person or lead to positive action that will lift them out of their situation, and therefore isn't doing any good. It's only doing harm to you and your wellness.
Right. In this case, the caring is zapping your energy. At what cost? It's zapping your energy, but they're still in the same situation they were. Now you don't even have any energy to actually be of use or be helpful or put that caring to action.
Right. To be of service in some way to make an actual difference in someone's life. You need to protect your own wellness so that you are available to help others, to be of service to others, to provide support, love, guidance, caring to other people in your life.
Keep that compassion in check. You taking on other people's pain and you taking on their energy, trust me from experience, doesn't make their seesaw go up. Maybe you would feel like it was worth it if, you took on the energy, your seesaw's on the downside, and theirs went up a little bit. You would think, okay, yeah, it worked. Mm-hmm. They're feeling better.
There are times in your life where you have the capacity to do that. Things are clicking for you. You've been sleeping well. You've been eating well. You've been exercising well. And you can take on a little bit of someone's baggage when it actually helps them. And then there are other times when you're the person who might need a little help. But if you're just taking it on and it's not actually helping the other person, that's where you need to cut yourself off, step away, acknowledge it doesn't mean you don't care. You do care. You care way too much.
You're depleting yourself.
By caring too much, you're not going to be able to help them now or in the immediate future. You need to go back, refuel, take care of yourself, build up some reserves, and then you are in a place to be of service to others.
Right. I like this idea of reverse psychology. If you're in the situation where you're going through something really tough and you have a person close to you caring about your well-being, empathizing with you, how would you feel if they took on your pain and you're still in pain? Mm-hmm. And now your friend's in pain because you're in pain. How would that make you feel? Knowing that they're depleted.
Yeah.
Not good.
Right. I'd be thinking, thank you, I guess, but no thank you.
Yeah, no, what?
Now
You're
just
not in
feel
control.
worse that I know I brought you down. Yeah, and now we're in this cycle of back and forth feeling bad that we made each other feel bad.
A vicious cycle. Then you might not want to go to that person for those situations. And then it sort of backfires. So if we can just protect ourselves, if we can set those boundaries, we have more energy to actually be of service to our loved ones, to people we don't know who need our help.
Exactly.
Put your mask on first.
You have to be healthy first. Protect your wellness.
Hope you learned a little bit more about what actually setting boundaries looks like, what it can do for your wellness, and why you should protect your vibe.
Thank you so much for listening. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light.
The Soulfull of Wellness hosts are certified health and wellness coaches. This podcast is intended to inform and entertain listeners on their wellness journey. This podcast is meant to enhance, not replace, listeners' care from doctors, therapists, or other medical providers. Soulfull of Wellness.